Hey there and welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Turkey's Attitude, absent minded Professor Knives and all things sharp. So I'm back, grabs your pen and paper, class about to begin. Today we're taking a look at a new knife from Civivi. Matter of fact, it's so new that it hasn't even been released yet. It's a prototype I picked up at Blade Show. It's called, if I remember, yes, the Hadros. That's right, the Hadros from Civivi. As I say, it hasn't even been released yet. They assured me at Blade Show it would be released sometime this fall, but that could be any time between now and December 31st, the way they work things, so don't know when it's coming yet. But it's a sweet knife. But before we get to the knife itself, let's get the syllabus work out of the way, shall we? For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Here on Fridays, we do mainly knife reviews. Occasionally I'll do a review of some piece of camping equipment or survival gear. You know, things like flashlights, compasses, cooking equipment, that sort of thing. But mainly knives. Then on Mondays I do knife basics, which you really need to know. Don't do these every Monday, but I do as many of them as I can. This series is aimed more at those who are new to the world of knives and want to know what we mean by all the fancy terms. What do I mean when I talk about G10? What's micarta? What's a flat grind? What's a hollow grind? What's a Warncliffe? What is a drop point? These sorts of things. Same to help you so that when you do go to a knife show or a knife shop, you understand what's being told you, not just simply sitting there going, okay. Of course, there is some information that could be of use to those who've been in the field for a while. We're all always learning, even myself. So, for those of you who've been around for a while, welcome back. I'm glad you made it. Just got one question for you, and yes, it's the same one I ask every week. Have you subscribed yet? No? Why not? It's so simple. Just hit that button right down there that says subscribe. Then you hit the bell next to it. Get notified every time I put up a neat new video. It's a win-win situation. You win because you don't miss any of my neat new videos. I win because, well, let's be honest, the more subscribers I have, the easier it is for me to get all these neat new things. But on with the knife, shall we? As I say, this is a prototype that I picked up at Blade Show. An interesting knife. It does have the Warnke style blade. It does not have an extended tang, so, well, it can be opened quite quickly with the thumb studs, which they have on both sides. You can't really call it a flipper, but it's still very nice. At least on the prototype, the pocket clip can be flipped from right hand carry to left hand carry, which is nice. Rather interesting designed handle, very thin, but fairly comfortable, easy to handle. I could wish the jimping extended a little bit further out on the blade than it does. Maybe it will by the time they actually release it. Be nice. Just a minute. Okay, where was I? Oh yes. It does have skeletalized liners. I know it's a little hard to see on this, but you can just make it out. G10 handle scales, very nicely textured. Blade itself on this one is interesting. It's 10CR 15 COMOV, which is not of steel I'd have any experience with before now. Looking it up, it appears to be, compositionally anyway, it appears to be equivalent to an AUS 10, which is a very nice steel. Also a VG 10, similar. But I can't really find any performance data, so I can't say how well it compares to either of those in real life. But we'll find out. Let's see here. what have I missed? Oh yeah. The blade is 3.35 inches. The handle is right at 4 inches, as you can see. So it's not exactly a small blade, but it's not as big as it could be, and as thin as it is, it feels like a small blade. But let's see how it does in our standard battery test, shall we? Yeah, that one's a little too well gnawed. Let's get another piece of paper out here, shall we? There we go. And let's see how it does, shall we? Okay. Not quite as nice on paper as it normally expect from Civivi, but that could just be because it's a prototype. We'll have to see how the real thing is when it comes out. And see how it does on heavy, double gauge corrugated cardboard, shall we? Let's see here. And pokes through nicely, easy. Cuts fairly nicely. That's good. Let's see here. Yeah. Cutting fairly nicely on cardboard. Again, nice. Of course, I'd expect that from Civivi. Let's see how it handles paracord, shall we? Let's see here. Get a piece out of here. And I went through that like butter. More standardized loop. Very sweet. Let's see here. If I leave myself just barely enough room to fit the tip through, how does it do? One. More than two. Almost didn't need the third cut, but I did. Nice. So far it's handling nicely. Let's see here. Let's see how it does on opening up hang packages. A standard Gold Peak tea bottle. In nicely. Okay. It's doing nicely there. Yeah, that opens up quite nicely. Beautiful. Let's see here. Leather. Let's see how it does on leather, shall we? And my son is just very active today. I apologize for all the noise in the background, but unfortunately with an autistic son, you can't always control that. It's doing a very nice job of cutting the leather. You make yourself a pair of laces with this very quickly and very easily. Very nice. Here. Pair of... Come on out of there, you. Zip tie. Let's see how the zip tie does. Sorry. I don't know why I'm coughing all of a sudden, but... And... 1... 2. Not that impressive on the zip tie. Let's see how it does on... Nope, doesn't do that too well either. Okay, well... Let's get a scrap piece of wood from my shop. If I want to chop it... Nope, not cutting it that way either. Very disappointing for a Civivi. But as I say, it is a prototype, so I can't be too upset. Let's see here. How does it do on feathering up this wood? Oh, feathers it up nicely. Stabbing. Let's see here. That's beautiful. Very nice indeed. Let's see how we do on batoning. It's got a very nice hull grind here. I'm expecting it to do fairly well, even if I am going cross-grained. But let's see. Yeah. If it had a little bit longer blade, I think it would do very well, which is nice. Let's pull that out of there. So far, it's doing decently. Maybe not up to standards I normally expect of a Civivi, but decently. Let's get wiring harness out here, shall we? And see how it does on this. And, okay, cut the wiring harness nicely. Let's see about splitting it down and stripping it. A little bit of trouble with that. There we go. That's better. So let's see here if I'm going to use it to strip the wire. Not bad. Not bad at all. Last thing, let's see here. Where is, here's the ferro rod. Let's see how this does on this. It's got a nice lock, so. Except I'm not getting any sparks out of it. None whatsoever. Which is a bit of a disappointment, but again, I'm not familiar with this type of steel, so that could be normal for it. Let's see if the knife took any real damage here. Back, same piece of paper. If anything, it's actually doing a little bit better, which is nice. Still not as good as the D2 or the 9CR 1800V that I'm used to seeing from Civivi, but decent. So there you have it. The Hadros, designed by Dylan Mallory. It's got a lot of potential. Can't say how well my results I got today are going to compare to the production model when it finally comes out. There's always some difference between a prototype and the production. But all in all, it's got some potential. As I say, it's not doing as well as most Civivis would, but it's doing much better than some other blades would. So I've got some hopes. But in the meantime, I got to get to going. I got a bunch of work and things to do here today, so I'll wish you luck. I'll leave you with a couple videos over here I think you'll enjoy. Of course, you can always hit that target there to subscribe. I hope you do. In the meantime, remember, maybe ability decides what you can do. Maybe motivation decides what you will do. It's attitude that decides how well you do it. So if you're going to do something, do it with attitude. See you now. Bye.